Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I've recently received a number of comments from beginner scrappers stating that they have come across some great large appliances while scrapping, but unfortunately due to size of their vehicle and space, they've had to pass them up. A lot of times on garbage day, you will come across full dryers, washers, dishwashers, ovens, and if you have a car, unfortunately, you cannot fit the entire thing in your vehicle. However, there are still some goodies on these items that you should take off before driving by, and they are very simple to do. This, as you can see, is a control panel off of an oven. As well, there is a great power cord. I do have a separate video actually taking apart a control panel from a washing machine, so if you're interested, go check that out. Today I want to focus on this one, and any vehicle you have, this is very easy to take off and you can easily fit this in. So some great goodies on here that I'm going to open up, show you how to identify the material, how to separate them properly, and maximize your profit. So before I do get into the control panel, one thing I love about ovens is it has a beautiful power cord here. It has really nice brass prongs, really nice thick ones. I do take these off and put them into my yellow brass. Yellow brass right now is actually going for $3.58 a pound. There's about 6 or 7 ounces right there on those. Easy to do. I actually have a video showing you how to take these off, as much of it off as you can easily and effectively. So go check that video out if you're interested. You can also see some really nice number 2 copper here coming out. This number 2 is currently in London, Ontario, going for $4.45 a pound, which is an excellent price. I have some really nice coated wire here. And if I was to bring this wire in as is, or this cord in as is, I'm gonna get at a scrapyard what we call 40% appliance wire, which is currently in London, Ontario, going for $1.57 a pound. And what a scrapyard does is they will look at appliance wire in 2 categories, 40% wire and 60%. They look at copper to plastic ratio and copper recovery. Because this has an outer coating of plastic as well as 3 individual strands with a coating on it, there is more plastic on this, less copper, so this is your lower value. These are very well worth your time stripping the outer coating. It's very easy to do. Just taking a knife and just removing this outer coating. I can upgrade these wires as is to my 60% wire because now they're individual strands and only 1 coating of plastic. And currently right now, 60% appliance wire is going for $2.76 a pound in London, Ontario. As well, this wire here is well worth taking it out and putting it into your number 2 at the $4.45 a pound, which is an awesome price. There are some wires I do not recommend taking the outer coating off. For example, microwaves, dehumidifiers. In those, I have done an experiment on them, and you actually will lose a lot of the money from the weight of the outer coating. These ones, however, due to the thickness of the copper, I strongly suggest stripping them all down. As well, because I have a wire stripper, I will also remove this outer coating and put all of this into my number 2 copper and some clean brass. So again, if you don't have a wire stripper, you definitely still want to remove the outer coating and take out these individual strands and put these into 60% instead of my 40%. But again, great item, easy to do. And if you're a beginner scrapper, one tool that I always keep in my vehicle on garbage day and anytime is actually just a hacksaw, a pair of tin snippers. Unfortunately, due to the thickness, this isn't gonna cut all the way through, but definitely a hacksaw, easy to get these out, and definitely wanna get this. The other item, as you can see here, is my control panel. This is a great item. If I put a magnet to it, first of all, here's my magnet. I'm gonna grab that. It is magnetic because the outer box is gonna be tin, but I do wanna get to the inside control, and all I'm gonna do first of all is just pull off these knobs here. Okay, these knobs, I have used these knobs before on dryers. I used them as when I did a dryer. I've actually used replacement knobs. They are easy to break, unfortunately, so it's great having a couple. The control panel, this is glass. This does not have any scrap value to it, but you know, definitely important to take it off and remove it. I have seen some people also sell these parts online as replacements. So definitely want to check online, eBay, Kijiji. Depends on the type of make and model. People do sell the face plates as well. If not, unfortunately, that is, I think, tempered. I don't think I can put that into my recycling, so it's going to be garbage. But very easy. If I turn this around, you have some really nice cord here. I've got a really nice circuit board, and I've already removed one of the relay boxes. This relay box is going to have some brass and silver in it. I've got a whole bunch of different boxes here that I'm going to look at. I have a beautiful transformer here that has some nice number 2 copper inside of it. So first thing, in order to get these out, I do have to remove the screws. And I am not going to get all of them. I'm just going to focus on a couple of these boxes for this video. But obviously all of them are going to contain the same amount of material. My screws, I always keep my screws, put them into a bucket. The screws are worth tin price as well. And I will say right now, tin is going for, in London, Ontario, about 15 cents a pound. I just actually checked, which is an amazing price. So this whole outer casing here is going to go into tin once I remove these control boxes. On a washer, for example, you do want to check. I have seen a lot of them that have this panel, the glass panel I just took off here, could also be aluminum. So, and again, you want to check before. This one is glass, but just going to take out a couple boxes here. Here's my first one. I'm going to take this knob out, so this white one. I'm going to take out one of the black ones here. And what's awesome about this as well is you can also see the wire that I'm cutting. There is a whole bunch of 60% appliance wire from this. And I know once I bundle all of this up, I'm going to have a couple pounds worth of wire from this. So one of the things you definitely want to do is when you open it up, make sure you keep as much of this cord as you can. So as you can see inside of that, that is copper. So all of this is going to go into my 60% wire. And you do want to make sure you separate the 60% and 40% wire as you continue on with scrapping. I made a mistake 2 years ago. I had all my wire in one pile, and in order to separate it the night before I took it to the scrapyard, it took me about 2.5 hours to separate all of it. So as you're doing it, as you go along with scrapping, definitely saves you time. The nice thing about these as well is if I remove one of them, there is some nice brass on these. I do actually cut these off, and I will put this brass into my brass bucket. Some people will leave them on for the weight, but again, it's entirely up to you. I just find over time, if I continue to build up this amount of brass prongs, I get them all the time, then hopefully I will bring all my brass in at once. But I haven't really seen a difference in your price value. It's just preference. So a lot of nice brass prongs. Here are some nice yellow brass. And the nice thing about this brass, if you look at the difference, there's the yellow brass. There is the metallic looking brass. You can actually keep it all together. It's the same category. So that's a good thing. You don't have to separate it. The other thing I want to take out right now is my control panel, or my circuit board, sorry. I'm going to just empty it with some screws. I got a couple screws in here I have to take. The bin you see behind me here, this is where I put all my screws and bolts that I get from scrapping. I will bring them in. Easy to transport, safer. They won't fall out of my vehicle and potentially pop a tire at a scrapyard. That's definitely common courtesy. You want to make sure that you display for other scrappers. We're there to make money, not lose it on a pop tire. Unfortunately, I have seen some people bring them in and be pretty reckless with them. So, word to the wise, make sure you have your screws and nails in a separate bin, please. Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly pull out this panel box here, if I can. It's got a couple screws. Gotta open it up from this. And this circuit board is also a great item here. As I said, I'm gonna get a pry bar under that, put my safety glasses on just so I can pull it up. It might be attached. Oh, there's the last screw. All right. Pop it out this way. One last screw. There it is. Gotta make sure you get all those screws out. Pull this panel box out. There you go. So this panel box, or e-waste if you will, this is a circuit board. This circuit board actually had this box on it. This is called a relay box. And I am gonna open that. There is a small, right here, spool of copper. This too is a relay box that the cap has already been removed. And what's great about these circuit boards is these relay boxes is they actually contain silver inside of it. So if I turn this, which I'm gonna do for you right now with a screwdriver, just gonna pop up this cap if I can. There it is, the label. You can see right there, that is a silver contact. So that's a little bit of silver. I will take that off and I'll put it into a vial. The rest of this little prong will be copper, obviously, that I throw into my copper. But I take this off, this little piece of silver off, put it into a vial, and hopefully one day I will extract all that silver. These relay boxes, another great item. I'm just gonna open this up with a hammer. There'll be some spool of copper in that too. I always put safety glasses on when I do it, but just gonna open it, break the plastic. And I just go around it. Just gonna pop it open. So slide it out. There it is. So this is just plastic, but as you can see inside of there, another nice spool of copper right in that little thing. And right in this dial, again, this is gonna have a silver contact on that one. As well, once I open this, there is on this side as well, just use a pair of side cutters, there's some brass, and take that little piece of plastic off. You're gonna see, pull that up. There is a silver contact on that as well. So 2 silver contacts on there and some yellow brass, okay? I do unravel this spool of copper. I'm just gonna open it just quickly, just break the cap. All I do is I grab the top of it and I use a pair of side cutters. This is gonna have a little bit of tin on it, but you can definitely see right there the copper, okay, which is awesome. So this little spool of copper does add up. I do have to open this and I'll do it after, but it's a nice thick piece of metal here, my magnet. The outer coating is gonna be going into my tin, okay, but again, some really nice spool of number 2 copper, okay. The other boxes that I'm gonna look at are, as I said, the white one here. Again, another knob, some great brass. I'm just gonna break this open with a hammer. Okay, and again, I have seen parts like this go on sale as well online, but for this video, educational purposes, this oven doesn't work, but there is another silver contact. Here, there is, look at this, I've got 2 in there. There's another beautiful silver contact and some nice copper there. Inside of there you could see another silver contact and some really nice copper as well under there, and some brass as well. So beautiful box here with some silver, loaded with silver, some brass, as well as some copper. As I said, once I remove that dot, that little top there, I just bring that whole thing, put it into a vial. So some free silver there, which is awesome. And the last one, again, this one, just another knob. Here's some tin on this coating, removing all these cords. some great brass as well. If I remove these prongs, some of these prongs are actually copper. So very easy to recognize the difference. Brass is more of your gold color. Copper is your copper color, if you will. So look at that. We've got some brass prongs and some copper prongs. So these copper prongs right in the front here are going to go into, obviously, my copper. I just throw them into my number 1 copper bin. As well, if you are in doubt, if you did the scratch test, brass is going to have a gold finish underneath or gold look underneath. You can see there. And my copper one, you can see I just did that one. That is copper as well. So underneath there's copper. Sometimes if you scratch copper and it reveals a metallic look underneath, a lot of new microwaves, for example, things like that, look like copper, but they are now aluminum, just made to look like aluminum or copper, cheaper to make with aluminum. So you definitely want to check, but these are definitely copper. And again, same style. I'm just going to open it. This doesn't work. If it did, I could sell it online, but just going to open it, break the plastic, and look at all of these nice pieces of copper, and every one of them is going to have a silver contact. So I've got 2 there, 2 there, going to have 2 on the side there. So a whole bunch of copper as well as a little bit of silver, and a whole bunch of beautiful yellow brass going for $3.58 a pound. So an amazing item. Oven, circuit boards, any vehicle, you can easily remove them. It's usually just with a couple screws on the outer side. Easy to grab. The power cord as well. But as I said, some number 1 copper right there. This number 1 copper, once I throw it in, is going to be going for a little bit higher than number 2. So at $4.85 a pound. It all definitely adds up. In a scrapper's world, copper is our scrapper's gold. So some great stuff there. And as you can see, I still have another one there, another one. I've got 3 more white ones, 2 black ones as well. This transformer is going to have copper in it. I have a separate video showing you how to remove the copper from this. Very easy to take the outer coating off. I'm just going to grab a pair of side cutters. Okay, pull that off. You can see this is just a coating. This is tin. So again, going to go in my tin pile at 16 cents a pound in London, Ontario. And some beautiful number 2 copper in there. Again, if you're interested in knowing how to open these types of transformers, I have videos showing you how to do that very easily and effectively. So definitely well worth your time taking out the copper, because you're going to make a lot more money from the number 2 copper in this than bringing this in as a transformer and getting 10 to 15 cents a pound. And I did want to also take this opportunity. I've had a couple comments about tin prices. Yes, they vary, but I did have a viewer recently comment that they are getting over $1 a pound for tin in the United States. I've had some people say that they didn't believe that. He just got back to me again yesterday and said in Louisville, Kentucky, they're getting $1.50 a pound for tin, which is unbelievable. I just brought in 720 pounds to my scrapyard here at 15 cents a pound. I would have loved to have gotten $1.50, but again, depends on where you are. And the nice thing is, once I remove the rest of these beautiful relay boxes and circuit boards and powered boxes here, the rest of this is going to go into my tin shred. And there is still, just from this panel alone, this probably weighs 4 or 5 pounds worth of tin. So a great item to scrap, very little going to the garbage. And again, hopefully that will help any new scrappers understand that it does not matter what type of vehicle you have or any size. Every scrap item has scrap value, and you can always take certain items off of it, even due to space or time. So hopefully that answered a couple questions. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Please continue with the comments and questions. I will answer them as best I can. Thank you again for watching. Tin Man out.